This is number 3 on the tiny pink sheet, the one about the Chihuahua. It's asking how much it weighs. What is its weight? And remember, that is FW. Part A is really nice because since it is specifically on the surface of the Earth, this here tells me that G is equal to 9.8. Only because it's the surface of the Earth. This takes us back to what we were doing for the past few weeks. I can just use FW equals mg. I don't have to do anything new or different. It's given that the mass of the dog is 6.12 kilograms. So that's given in the problem. So 6.12 times 9.8. And that equals 59.98. And you would get the same answer if you did do the long equation. It's just since it's specifically on the surface of the Earth, I get to use 9.8 as my G. So this is the weight on surface of the Earth. Part B is where it's different. Now, instead of being on the surface of the Earth, G is no longer 9.8. So I have the Earth and the pool, the dog up here. Now that I have an altitude, I need to figure out what the distance is, and it's between the centers. So I know that this is the radius of the Earth, 6.4 times 10 to the 6 meters. And then this is his altitude that he's at. It says 11,000 meters above the Earth's surface. That's not D, that's the altitude. To get the distance between here and here, it's equal to the radius of the Earth plus the altitude. So I have 6.4 e to the 6 plus 11,000. D is equal to 6,411,000 meters. That's the D that I use in my equation. That's the only thing that's different. Remember that the weight is actually the force of gravity between the dog and the Earth. It doesn't tell you that, but you need to know it. These are my two objects that I'm talking about. And I'm using my same equation. I have one of them is the mass of the Earth and the other is the mass of the dog, all over the distance between them squared. This D, this entire D, is what goes in my equation. It's the only difference. So G is equal to G times the mass of the Earth. You don't have to draw this. I just kind of think it's nice if you can go ahead and write down all the information that you know. So you do know the mass of the Earth. You also know the mass of the dog. And the mass doesn't change no matter where you go. So it's 6.12 everywhere. So the mass of the Earth times the mass of the dog over the distance between them, which is 6411000 squared. Don't forget that you still square it. It's part of the equation. Then you just put all of this into your calculator, and you end up with 6.67 e to the negative 11th times 6 e to the 24th times 6.12 divided by 6411000 squared. His mass here, his weight, is 59.6. 59.6 newtons. This is the dog's weight, 11,000 meters above the Earth's surface. And it makes sense, it should be less because the further away you go from the Earth, the weaker gravity becomes, so your weight becomes less and less. And the reason it's only off by a little bit is because 11,000 meters isn't that much of a change when you're talking about compared to 6.4 million meters. So that's why it's only a little bit different.